Uh-huh. Mhm. This is excuse me. Dude, this is the quality behind the scenes content that everybody loves to see. And by everybody, I mean us three, because we're not technically even streaming. So,
I can see it. I can see it live, Oliver. Real fast, could you change the name from For the Boots, the Cats, and the King?
just say trivia. Just say
The
trivia.
Fates, the Stays, and the Knights.
Just say trivia. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to call it that. You can call it whatever you want. So, all right. All right. Dude, it honestly does not matter. Like, all right, cool. So, as hello, as y'all could probably guess, we're not actually playing for the king or for the boots, the cats, and the king. This is a trivia. This is trivia. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So this is trivia.
I
It's gonna be
thought you
fun.
were just joking, Oliver, but you actually did call it Trippity Dippity Trivia Anime Waifu Mythology.
What on earth? All right, fair enough, dude. I tell you what, man. If this is the video that blows up, I will not care. This took me like an hour, which is both too long and not long enough. So here we go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So all right, so I'm gonna explain the format real quick. So I'm the quiz master. You lot, which is you two guys, you're the team name. You can name yourself. You don't have to be team name if you don't want to, but you can. You guys can talk amongst yourselves before I continue about what the team name you want to be is. But before we get to that, you get two guesses per character, one for each of you. If you need no hints and get it from the image, I say single image. That's a lie. There's mostly two. You get 4 points if you need one hint. You get 3 points if you need three hints.
Oh, man, I was so excited to like if we did one hit, then we get both 3 and 1 points. So
Yeah,
like
if
we'd
you
get a
need
free
three
hint,
hints, you get
man.
1 point. And if you get it wrong at each level, I get 2 or 3 points. And then I'll tell you. So you get two guesses like each time. Um, and so that's the basic format. So I'm going to show you the pictures. And so just a real quick thing. So basically, all of these are going to be based on real uh, sort of historical figures or mythological figures or well-known fictional character. Um, yeah, it's okay. So they're from the series, from the not the series. They're from the franchise, the Type Moon franchise of just Fate. Um, okay, so I can explain all of that. I can explain all of that really well. So just really quickly, just so you guys sort of know what we're getting into. Is it did the view change for you? Can you still see the presentation?
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I know what that one is. I think it's example.
dude, you killed it, man. You killed it. So, as you can see, I chose some of the least porny pictures of this character. You can kind of tell, right? Like you kind of know what we're getting into. So this is Joan of Arc. So you can see the cross. She's a Catholic saint, of course. There's a fleur de lis carrying the French flag, right? She's got like the knight thing because Joan of Arc, of course, was a knight, and so that's kind of the. This is just so you guys know what we're getting into here, right? Yeah, definitely one of them for sure. Yeah. So the Oliver asked about actually the backstory. So I actually know the backstory. So Fate Stay Night uh is the title. It's written Fate slash Stay Night is a visual novel written in the late 90s, and it is a quote an eroge, which is to say it's a porn game. That's just literally what it is. Yeah, it's literally a porn game. So it's a dating sim, um, and it's also like a weird fantasy. It's got weird fantasy like action elements, but the main thing is the porn. It gets a big anime adaptation in 2006, which is hugely popular. Uh, After that anime adaptation, they get another really interesting and weird anime adaptation called Fate Zero, which is a prequel to it, and it is actually an original anime written by a very, very accomplished and well-known writer, and is genuinely a very, very good anime. After this series gets notoriety, they partner officially with Studio Ufotable to make more anime adaptations. And then Type Moon, which is the company behind the original visual novel Fate Stay Night, goes on to make just a ton, like a ton of video games, just a ton of video games based around the same core concept of uh, basically like a combination of a holy war and a death game where people magically summon servants who are famous historical figures, mythological figures, or fictional characters um, to be sort of like soldiers in this war. That's basically what it is. They never once lose the horny element, but none of them are necessarily like porn games. They're just regular horny, which is what we all love to see, except for me, as I, of course, am immune to the carnal desires of mere mortals. Um, mm, yeah. So basically, so today,
Anime
this is the
waifu
mhm.
mythology. Sorry,
Yeah, no,
I
let's
just
go. So
I just gonna
this is the
interject that
example.
occasionally throughout the evening.
This is the example. Yeah. No, we're good. So I'm just gonna go right to the first one. So these are the pictures. You guys can confer amongst yourselves about your team name and also who you think this might be. Just a note: all of the characters I'm putting up today are archers, which means that all of them are going to, at least theoretically, have some proficiency with projectiles and be well known for their independence. Make of that what you will. So talk about your team name and go ahead, have a go. Who could this be? Okay.
It,
If you don't
before.
pick one, it's just team name.
Oh, I've got it. Name team.
That's fantastic, Roman. Let's go with it. So it's me, the quizmaster, versus you all. Name team. So name team. All right, you guys got two guesses. You can honestly just shoot. Just name anyone. It does not
Shoot
matter.
from the hip.
Yeah. Hey.
uh,
Hey.
so
Hey.
this isn't a guess. I just want to confer with Oliver. Oliver, like first thought is Billy the Kid. I mean, I know it's another. Yeah. Sorry. Uh oh, the Magnificent Seven. Yeah, I don't think so. That the Magnificent Seven is a classic, but it probably, I mean, it's based on the Seven Samurai, right? Which is the more common reference point. So I feel like characters from the Magnificent Seven would be unlikely. I'm getting the sense that this might be a real character. I think it's either the Lone Ranger or a real character. But I don't think it's the Lone Ranger because the Lone Ranger famously always wore a white hat. So my thought is Jesse James, Billy the Kid. Um, oh, who's that one guy's name starts with a D? It's like Daniel something, another famous gunslinger. Uh, yeah, I think you're right. Let's go with Billy. I'll say that's my guess. Billy the Kid.
All right, Roman. You guessed Billy the Kid, and you were correct. You guys have an opportunity for a bonus point on this one. Do you know his given name? You guys got
William
4 points at
L'Enfant.
least. You can get one more if you get this right. His given name.
Are we allowed to just blatantly look these answers up?
No. Ideally not, but I actually can't see you right now, so I can't check.
Just let's see what is Billy the Kid's real no
Okay. It is pretty lame. And yeah.
do we really think it's not William? Yeah. I sort of wanted to go for Guillaume L'Enfant just for
Dude,
the
do it, man. Just
the
do it.
famous French gunslinger. Uh, Guillaume L'Enfant.
I mean, you're close. He wasn't French Catholic, but he was born to an Irish Catholic family. His name is Henry McCarty.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, he
I
used a pseudonym. He used William H. Bonney as a pseudonym at some points before he gained notoriety as Billy the Kid.
mm, I
Yeah. So no Wanted
never would
posters
have
used his
guessed.
actual name. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so we go back to the slideshow. Next, character. So this one's fun. I'm not gonna really say anything except like some of the hints as to who this might be aren't as clear cut from the images as they should be, but as I think they should be. But that's what the game is. It's what they do.
You know who I think it is? Artemis. I'm not gonna. That's not my guess. Sorry, that's not my guess. Do you see the moon behind her? She's an archer. Artemis was also goddess of the hunt. So that might explain why there's a bear there. I don't know if anything can fully explain everything that's happening on screen, but Artemis is my first instinct.
I don't know if anything can fully explain what's happening on screen. Yeah, that's fate, man.
Mhm, mhm,
They pull from a lot of places. Hmm.
mm. Ooh, yeah. There's this sort of iciness, isn't there? Yeah, that's true. It, yeah, the moon is in twice, right? So like, and famous archer. I think we should. I think one guess for Artemis slash Diana is going to be worth it. Uh, uh, Artemis slash Diana. I claim Diana too, since she's the Roman name of the goddess Artemis.
Correct. Two in a row. You guys are killing it. You guys are killing it. You know your stuff. Yeah, no, the moon helps a lot. The reason I say it wasn't quite as obvious is because you look at it and you're like, that's a moon, right? And then you look at the drawing and you go, that doesn't look anything like a crescent moon. So, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
There's
didn't
an
think about
extra
that.
one. That's another subtle one. That's another subtle one. Yeah, no, the bear one actually confuses me because I also know about the deer thing. So yeah, no, I mean you guys are killing it. Two in a row. You haven't needed any hints from me, which is great because the hints that I've written are all garbage. This one's gonna be a really fun one.
The heck is going on in this one?
Hey, you tell me, man. Who do you think this could be?
Okay, so this guy's supposed to be an archer, right?
Yep, an archer. Theoretically,
So
skilled with
project.
projectiles and/or known for their independence.
Does he throw his sword?
Is it even a sword or is it a cane? Who would have a chameleon
Mm,
at the hilt of their sword?
yeah.
You know?
Is there a god of wait? Is there a god of chameleons in any? Oh, wait a minute.
Waiting?
Wait, Quetzalcoatl? That's not a guess, by the way. That's
Okay,
just
that's fine. No, you're good. You're good. Take your time. You guys can talk through it.
Quetzalcoatl. Doesn't he have that weird? Wait a minute. Sorry, spider web. Oh, I have no idea. So Quetzalcoatl was like a lizard
Yeah.
god in Aztec mythology, and he
Hmm.
had this uh, the feathered serpent. That's what he was called.
Yes.
And I think those are feathers on the right hand side.
Yeah, they are.
Eh, eh,
Mhm.
I mean, he looks like such a dweeb on the left hand side.
Yeah,
D
yeah, no. So the left-hand side is from a set of drawings that one of the artists at Type Moon did for April Fool's Day in 2016, I think. So some of the characters I included here are going to have a left-hand side that's a little wonky, but broadly, it's still potentially helpful.
Okay, okay. So Quetzalcoatl is literally the only thing I can think of.
Is that a guess? You guys got two guesses right now and three hints. You've gotten two right first try in a row. You got plenty of points. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the spider web. So arachnids as well.
All right. I'm gonna have to start rushing you guys here on this because, like I said, remember you don't have to get it right now. There's three hints for you. I want to hear your guesses.
Can I throw down Quetzalcoatl, and if it's wrong, we'll take a hint?
Okay,
Uh, Que-
Quetzalcoatl is wrong. You technically have another guess, but I have a feeling you might just rather go to right to the hint. Is that correct? Okay. First hint. This fictional former math professor is partially based on Adam Worth when the author describes him as the Napoleon of crime.
Wait, Macavity the mystery cat? Right, right. The Napoleon. Y'all remember the movie, right? In Cats 2019, the Napoleon of crime. McCavity's a mystery cat. He's called the Hidden Paw. And he did. That is not Macavity the mystery cat. Surely,
It is not.
he was not a former math professor.
No, it is not.
Wait, so can you go over that again, please, John? The hint.
This fictional former math professor is partially based on Adam Worth when the author describes him as the Napoleon of crime. Adam Worth is a famous ish uh, robber who was once described by the cop that caught him as the Napoleon of crime. And so the author who came up with this character pays homage to this actual criminal, Adam Worth,
I
by doing
see.
that.
Oh,
Hmm.
wait, was Jack surely? Well, wait, no, Jack the Ripper is not fictional. Jack the Ripper is real.
Jack the Ripper is real, not a math professor, and
Well,
not
we
an
don't
archer.
know.
Use the knife.
It could be Jekyll and Hyde, actually. Now that you mention that,
Hmm? Hmm.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
I also said fictional and not mythological, so the fictional is important. I would have said mythological if it was myth.
Oliver, I'm feeling another hint here.
Okay,
Okay,
all
let's
right,
take another hint.
sounds good. Hint number two: having been portrayed by Jared Harris among many others, this villain is perhaps the most famous in his fictional universe, and I will also note here that in the left image, the spider web might not be literal.
I mean, wait a minute. Wait, who's Jared? Wait, who is it? Jared Harris?
One of the portrayals of him has been done by the actor Jared Harris. Yes.
What about Herod Jarris? Did he ever play?
To my knowledge, no. He
Wait,
has another much
Wait,
more famous portrayal, but I think that might be.
Moriarty. It's got to be Moriarty.
Yep,
It's got to be Moriarty.
it is Moriarty. 2 points. 2 points.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Don't know why he's an archer, but that's not my problem. All right, this one's gonna be fun. Um, it may or may not be obvious. I don't know. Have at it. Have at it, y'all.
Uh, I the only centaur I know is the one from Percy Jackson, Ch- Chiron, whatever it is, Chiron. That N- n- that's a great question. Actually, I'm almost surely he was an actual mythological. No, he was Hercules' teacher. That's who it was. That's who he was. Yeah, Chiron.
You guys got it. It is Chiron.
Let's go.
Percy Jackson was gonna come in as one of the potential clues on this one, actually. Um, yeah, yeah, no, and you got it right. He was Achilles' teacher, as well as many others, including Dionysus and Jason. He didn't already know that.
Huh? Huh?
Um, yeah.
I didn't know.
So
So he wasn't Hercules' teacher. Was that
no, he
is?
was also. It's actually not Hercules, I believe. It's
It's
Achilles.
Achilles. Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
hmm to be fair, though, myths are pretty conflicting, and centaurs typically aren't that important figures. Chiron is by far the most important and well known,
Mm.
so there's certainly conflicting sort of myths with that. I would assume, like with much of mythology. This next one's gonna be fun. You might already know this if you've seen the anime, by the way. Mm,
I mean, this is so hard. He's
yeah,
so is
yeah, 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 yeah. This one is hard if you haven't seen the anime, but if you have, then you know. Then you know. It is
is
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh one of the most? Is Gilgamesh like one of the lead characters?
Yeah. hmm Yeah, he's a very
Got
important. He's one. Yep, King of Kings, King of Heroes. Yep, the hero king Gilgamesh, Mesopotamian. This one was
cool.
good. I'm glad because I didn't bother coming up with a third clue. I just said he got two G's in his name. Um, this next one's fun. What's you guys are killing it at this point. You just got another 4 points. You're creaming me. Name team is nailing
Who
it.
on earth could this possibly be? It looks like the Magician of Faith from Yu-Gi-Oh. Do you think it could be that?
uh, oh my goodness.
I mean, something naturey. Yeah.
Hmm.
Excuse me. I think we just straight up take a hint before guessing. And I mean, I don't know. Can you get? I'm not getting anything from this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This one is tough, though. There is at least one thing could glean. A young shepherd and harpist who was friends with my namesake in his youth. This eventual king rules until his eventual death at age 7, or ruled rather. Hmm.
Wait. So this kid. Is the wait? Sorry. Can you read that again, please?
Yeah, sure. A okay. So a shepherd and harpist who was friends with my namesake in his youth. He eventually became a king and ruled until his death at age 70.
At age 7?
70.
70.
70.
Oh. Oh.
710. 10
So
7.
so this character who was friends with John Smith. Do,
Mm, not necessarily. I said my namesake. I never said how much or how little.
John. So he was friends of John. A
No, one John who's friends with a king at some point. Yeah, there's only one. Don't worry, man. Yeah, 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 no. Well, I mean, that's why this is the first hint. It's not supposed to give it away quite yet. There's other hints.
harpist. Th- wait, is it? Did he say mythology?
I have said nothing about that as a character.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing.
It'll
Um,
the next hint tells you where this character's from. All right.
yeah, I can't.
Second hint. Second hint. Known for his use of a slingshot, everyone's favorite biblical underdog. Perhaps
Uh,
the Quinta. Yep, you got it. Yeah,
okay,
King David.
wow.
King David.
That wasn't even like in my. I just didn't
No.
think that Fate Stay Night used Christian mythology.
Yeah,
Or
no.
Christian or Judeo Christian mythology. I did
Yeah,
not.
no.
Okay,
It's King David. It's King
well,
David. The main thing is that if you knew David was a shepherd before coming a king, like the whole thing about the myth is that like, oh, he's not really a warrior at all. He's just like a sensitive boy who tends to his sheep. So if you saw this thing and just, I mean, look at that face. Come on, does he look like he could kill anybody? Not really. He looks like he's like a 7-year-old trapped in a 30-year-old's body. Like he did. What's that? What's the 16 wishes? Is it that? Is that it? Yeah, it looks like he's 16 wishes himself. This next one's gonna be really fun.
wait, you beat me by 2 seconds, Oliver. So like first take Leonardo da Vinci. I'm not gonna like that's not a guess, but like it. Ooh, yo. Yeah, and look at his rough. Yeah, I think I'm kind of won over. I say we lead with Tesla and then maybe take a hint. Uh do you want to go Tesla, Oliver?
It is.
Oh my
You
gosh,
guys are
that was play of the game right there. That
you
was
guys are
sick.
smoking this. Yeah, no. Tesla. This is good as well. Tesla was hard to write hints for, but yeah. Yeah, no. The one of the hints was going to be that there is one glaring mistake in this, which is that Tesla, of course, is famously mustachioed in that one picture, and he is clearly sans mustache. Um, yeah. So
These are getting harder for sure as we
yeah,
go along.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no. So also, I will note that so far, um, the fact that the what I can only really describe as the horny factor has not been all that important. It's gonna get important before this session ends. So there's a bunch of other characters with other classes. So like I said, all the classes today are gonna be archer. And because there's so many goddamn characters, I picked like 10 to 15 of each. And I figured it would take a couple minutes on each one, which would take us to about an hour. So we're just doing archers today. So you guys
Makes
are killing
sense.
it so far. You're doing really well.
Thank you.
Here's the next one. Yeah, the hat is hilarious.
Yeah, let's go with Napoleon.
Yeah, it's Napoleon. It is Napoleon. It is Napoleon. It's one of these things where I was like, this is so obviously Napoleon, but maybe the fact that he's clearly a gigantic beefcake would throw them off. Maybe not.
Yeah, my first thought was, well, no, he's too tall, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the
right,
one
right.
thing that everyone
But now
knows about
here you
Napoleon,
see
even if it's
here you
wrong.
see here is where you see the true beauty of the Fate series. And by true beauty, I mean frankly, I couldn't care less. The horny factor actually goes both ways in a somewhat rare case of like horny symmetry across gender lines in terms of their character designs. They're horny for everybody over there. And I mean, who can blame them? Look at this guy. Look at him
A
go.
horny symmetry sounds like the name of like a alt rock side project from a more famous band.
I mean, like, honestly, off the top of my head, I can't really think of a better name for our beatboxing crew that eventually makes it to GBB for the crew. Yeah, horny symmetry. This one's gonna be fun. Yeah, yeah.
Goodness
You know,
gracious,
like I said,
Oliver.
this one's gonna be fun. Well, yeah, no, I mean, come on, right? Yeah,
Oliver, they have families. Come on, you can't. You're winning too hard.
you guys are killing it so far. Um, Fate, Fate does a good job of making their characters. I mean, like, look at him.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It is unfortunate that I did not get to mention what I imagine is everyone here's are all of our favorite Robin Hood adaptation, the Mel Brooks film Robin Hood Men in Tights, which would have been referenced in one of the hints, but you know, it happened.
Oliver's too good,
I
John.
have to use the phrase. One of the hints includes this phrase, perhaps the OG comrade. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Actually, going back to Napoleon, um, I had actually written this down. He was he was Le Short. Oh, Le Short. Yeah. So if you guys get this one just from the image, it's gonna be astounding.
Okay, so can you tell us without a hint? Like, is it all three of these people, or is it all four of these people, or is it just one of these people?
All right, I can tell you without a hint that these people all have the same title, and that title is what it is.
Yeah, Valkyries. Valkyrie. Yeah, that's what I was thinking because see the wings on the headdresses. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Valkyries. Let's go with it. Cut and print.
You guys are on fire. They're Valkyries.
Boom, Oliver. How
Yeah.
did someone nerf Oliver? Goodness gracious, he is going off.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, no, I was impressed. Yeah, no, you're killing it, man. Yeah, the wings are definitely helpful, and then of course the fact they're attending to somebody who looks pretty icy, right?
Mm.
It is, yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Neat.
this is
That
good.
I wouldn't have gotten that. I just noticed the wings and kind of the celestial light in that second photo.
Yeah, have fun. Yeah, yeah. This is one where the picture, to my knowledge, is not helpful at all. Not even a little.
This looks like you asked a like reasonably well trained AI to auto generate a steampunk protagonist, and it's just like it just like went for it. This is the output. So his torso is made of brick, and he's wearing a loom. What does that get us? Yeah, yeah, that's probably true. Well, maybe I don't know. um, is it could it be Johannes Gutenberg? This is a draft of the printing press that he's wearing around his neck for some reason.
That is incredible. Incredible.
Is that an
Hmm?
do we even know do we know vaguely what the thing wrapped around him could be? It could be a plow. Yeah. What yeah, and the wheels on the end I think are really weird. And what's that around his neck? Is it a feather boa?
You know, I don't know what it is around his neck, and I can tell you he's holding a bow, but a very modern. That's what that is. Yeah, so the red string you're seeing wrapped around the wheels is the the string part of the bow. It's more of a crossbow, really.
Oh, is it? And it's not around his neck. He's just like holding it.
Yeah, he's holding it with his
The
right hand there.
perspective is so weird on this
Yeah,
one.
it's weird, man. And I tell you this right now, the reason I only put one is because there's very few pictures of him. All the others look exactly the same. Like there's nothing else you can.
I take it this is not the leading man of the Fate series. This is.
No, no, he doesn't show up in any of the anime, but he's
Oh
a well-known
goodness.
enough character that I think you guys are gonna know him once you get the hints. Slash, once I tell you.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
take a hint.
all right. Hint one: he's British, and his compatriot Sir Isaac Newton's. Hold on, what? Oh yeah. All right, yeah. This hint is wild. I think I wrote this at like 3 a.m., like really early, but we'll see. This famous archer's compatriot, Sir Isaac Newton's best friend, is actually this man's worst enemy in his most famous story.
Goodness.
That's, you know, you're not wrong. The second hint tells you what the friend is. Mm.
So he's British. So he's presumably contemporaneous with Sir Isaac Newton, who's what, 1600s? Maybe. Why else would his torso be made of brick? Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me.
And why is he? He gotta do. Did they even have cigarettes in the 1600s? Surely they had like pipes. Wait, can you read that hint again? We need to diagram it real fast.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Go for it. His compatriot, Sir Isaac, best friend, his worst enemy. His, as in this, in this man, most famous story. Yep. Yeah.
You know what they say: the friend of my compatriot is my mortal enemy. Eh, eh, Yo, can you please not chew with your mouth open? Your lasers keep coming out and cutting into my flesh. Uh,
Oh man, great.
yeah.
This is
It-
great. I'll give
Were
you
they?
hint number two if you want.
No, no, wait.
Okay.
One last question. Were they? Does the hint say whether this guy? Let's call this guy Billy, right? Does the hint say whether Billy and Isaac Newton's best friend were mortal enemies in real life, or are they more in the series?
They're mortal enemies in Billy's most famous story that he's a part of.
Oh, wait a minute. So Billy's most famous story, is that the most famous story that Billy wrote, or Billy the most famous story that Billy was a part of?
That Billy was a part of, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you the second hint as well.
Okay.
Apples. The best friend of Isaac Newton is apples,
Oh,
specifically the apple that fell on his head. I know,
it
it's shitty.
is this. Wait. So the best, so Isaac Newton's best friend, his mortal enemy. Is this if this is William Tell? Should we go for William Tell, Oliver?
I love that.
William Tell.
Yeah, it's William Tell.
Wait, it's William
Uh-huh.
Tell.
Yeah,
Wait, how is William Tell a compatriot of Sir Isaac Newton?
English. They're both
Oh,
British. That's it.
oh,
Yeah,
oh goodness.
yeah, yeah.
This is the hard. You know the weird. You
Mhm.
know the weird thing. Before there was a single hint, I thought of William Tell, and I was like, no, that can't be it. Like. I actually
Yeah.
did just that just came into my mind for some reason. I don't know why. But
Yeah, that's fair.
I love it. That was wait, did William Tell use a crossbow?
No, no, he used a bow and arrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, man, don't look at me.
No, that was a high quality one. That was tough. We had
Yeah.
to like we had to use Oliver's English degree. We had to shift our own perspective and mindset a dozen
Yeah, dude.
times.
Hold on. Going. You guys are killing it. Yeah, good job.
That is
Pretty great.
that,
Yeah, there's one more. This is the last one, I think. You have fun with this. Let's see what you come up with.
oh, it's Karibo. Is it Mary as in had a little lamb? Final answer, Mary.
No. Yeah.
Sorry, Oliver. I know that was terrible, but I decided to go for it.
Yeah, man.
For
Hey,
the-
love it. The best part is that Mary.
Wait, what? No, no, wait a minute. Wait, don't pull on me. Who's Ares? Like the Greek goddess, the Greek god Ares. Sorry.
The astrological sign Aries is associated with the Greek god, but is also a ram. It's a ram.
Oh,
That's in anime especially, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
This is our last
Aries.
guess. Do we want to go for it, or do we want to try to take a hint? Otherwise, we like give John points, which we've avoided doing. Yeah, let's take a hint. We're not gonna lose. I mean, we've got
No,
we've
you're not,
got
you're not. You've
points.
already won. You won a long time ago.
Oh,
A mythical nobleman. This second eldest of the rumored 68 sons of Priam avenged his brother in pretty underwhelming fashion, says me. The underwhelming fashion part is says me. Everything else is true about who this is going
wait,
to be.
wait a minute. Is this so? Hector, Priam's two sons. Hector and Paris were Priam's two sons, who I know about. Let's take another hint to see if it's. I mean, this if this is Hector, that's one of the most. They're doing Hector so dirty, man. Hector's like the coolest guy.
All right.
So so avenged his brother, you say?
Yep.
Wait, it's got to be Paris. It's got to be Paris because Achilles kills Hector, and then Paris kills Achilles off screen. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Let's take another hint. Let's take all the hints.
Yeah, sure. This guy started a war by eloping with a Spartan queen. King shit, honestly. Literally.
Yeah.
With a
Okay.
surprising connection to a previous solution, this mythical archer's slaying of a near invincible hero by an arrow to the heel was foretold by Thetis, that hero's mother.
Yeah, Achilles. She taught by Chiron. It turns out. Yep, yep. Paris.
Yeah, it's Paris,
Why the sheep?
dude. I wish I could tell you. Other than no, she doesn't. That's yeah. That I made this one. I made this one the last one to let you know that all of the ones I chose, I let you guys off the hook. I chose all of the least 20 options I could. I really did. Yeah. Yeah, this is just so you this is much more the speed of that franchise. Yeah, exactly. And there you go. It's Paris with his famous childlike complexion, red eyes, and fluffy sheep clouds behind him.
Why even
Paris.
call it Paris? Paris. Why even? Why would you even think of Paris? Paris is the lamest character in the Iliad. Like this.
Yeah, man. The Paris's only meaningful contribution, other than shooting an arrow at Achilles' heel, is being like, "Oh, hey, Helen, you're in a bad marriage. I can fix that," or whatever. That's my best Paris impression, y'all.
Oh, that was quality. Yeah, that was really good.
Uh, that probably sounded worse, to be honest. Whoops.
Y-
Yeah. So there you go. That's fate.
Yo, that was a lot of fun, John. Thanks so much for putting that
Yeah, anytime.
together.
Anytime. Yeah, no, I had a feeling it would be, especially since you guys like we're all like reasonably smart. So there's other classes as well. Some of the characters and people that you mentioned may or may not show up later. Um, I think I'm gonna. So the issue as well is that like you know I know we don't want to get like too serious, and I'm not going to. So I'm not gonna wade into any of the murky waters of actually discussing the ethics of this. But a lot of the characters and stuff in Fate that are adapted from non-Western myths, so namely myths from the African continent, from sort of like the Middle East and East Asia as well, very highly eroticized. And I didn't really want to. I didn't want to throw that. So, so yeah.
Yeah,
Some of them more so than others, but like, yeah, that's a big reason as to why a lot of the myths chosen were also more Western. Partially because I thought you guys would know them better. Uh, but yeah. Oh, I think I know what it is. Deadliest Warrior. No, not Deadliest Warrior. Really? Oh, Record of Ragnarok. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do know that one actually. Yeah, I've heard of that. Um, yeah, yeah. To my
fun.
knowledge, uh, full anime, but I forget who makes the anime.
Oh, Tesla is here. Uh,
Who?
they in Record of Ragnarok. I'm looking at the character list now, and it looks almost exactly. It seems like they had the exact same philosophy that they had when they were developing the roster for multiverses. Like, yeah, who wouldn't want to see Jack the Ripper fight the Buddha? You know, it
Hell
is.
yeah, man. Let's go. Do it. Throw them in. Ooh, yeah. Kojiro's in there. Yeah, the swordsman.
It, I, I love
Yeah.
how it's like uh yeah, like you get all of these people. It's like the in the descriptions are like a Spartan king famous for his instrumental role in the Battle of Thermopylae, a Finnish sniper and war veteran recognizes the deadly marksman in history, Nikola Tesla, Serbian American inventor.
Hello?
They don't even
Excuse me?
pretend to
There's a
give him a
fucking
reason to be
SI
there.
unit named after this man. How dare you? There's an SI unit named after him. He's literally the reason we can utilize AC today. Like, hello? That's fair. Yeah. I think it's one of these things too where like the thing to understand as well is that I mean in the case of Fate it's not entirely acceptable because it's primarily for horny reasons, but in general, I think if you're making a piece of fiction, I don't really care how much quote unquote respect you pay to the source material, as long as you make clear the tone of the show or or media. You know what I mean? Like if you're making something that's not supposed to be taken super seriously, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. With this, they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're making them fight each other. Who cares if the history is accurate? It's just cool fights. That's what this
yeah.
is. Ooh, ooh, spicy,
I
spicy.
I I just like how in two separate anime, it's like all of these famous warriors, and then they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, Nikola Tesla could do that too. It's like saying like Bill Gates can just like beat people up. He's like, oh man, I invented the personal computer. Ah, yeah, it kills the famous warrior kings of old. It's just like,
Oh, dude,
yeah,
dude, yeah, no, 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 yeah, dude,
exactly.
dude. Dude,
Like
Alexander
making
the Great rides in on his horse, slashes at him with his sword, and rides around him, slashes incessantly, and then this dust settles, and you just see Bill Gates standing there like, "Ha! You don't even know my true power." Pushes glasses up. Oh, Death Battle or someone else? Oh, it is Death Battle's still going, dude. They're going hard. Dude, no, dude, Death Battle did a they did an Amazon Prime sponsored one recently. They got big because it's Rooster Teeth, right? Because Death Battle's made by Rooster Teeth, and Rooster Teeth has gotten a lot bigger like over the last like decade or so. Speaking of Rooster Teeth, by the way, I've started watching fucking Ruby by Rooster Teeth. RWBY, that one, yeah, Ruby. It's one of my friends has probably the best description of it I've ever heard in my life. They were like, it looks like a previs for a really cool show. I was like, yeah, you kind of nailed it. It's not their like it's one of these things. It's totally fair. Like 3D animation is expensive, and it started when Rooster Teeth was literally less than 50 employees. So like, especially the early volumes when you're watching, you're like, man, this is yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Yeah, no, yeah, no. I mean, it's cool though. It's got fun. It's got fun little characters and stuff. One of the fight scenes in it very late on is genuinely very good. But anyway, yeah, no, Rooster Teeth has gotten a lot bigger now. They're pretty cool. And the one I was saying is the Amazon Prime sponsored one. You know who it was? Omni Man versus Homelander. Actually, yeah, yeah. So two of the more prominent comic book, like dark comic book series, which are essentially inversions of Superman. Both of them are literally, oh hey, what if Superman was like evil? Um, yeah. So yeah, no, Death Battle is another one. They're actually pretty fun. I like the stuff they do. It's like it's just entertaining. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good stuff. One of my favorites, they did Deathpool versus that one My Little Pony character, specifically because they're two of the most famous characters who break the fourth wall regularly. Yeah, it was great.
oh, real fast, have you all seen the new She-Hulk trailer?
No, I haven't.
It
Did they improve the CGI or no?
it
Because I heard
it
shitty things about the
it
CGI.
genuinely looks worse. And
No.
here's the funny thing.
Uh,
It just looks like a green woman, but it looks like a green woman in a like early 2000s Barbie film. So
the
like
fuck?
it is so the problem is they could have just painted her green
Yeah,
and
no,
it would
because like I
have
mean
like
they nailed it with Gamora also. So
yeah,
like
yeah, Well, that was because I think they just painted her green. They didn't
Yeah,
try
no,
to
that's what I'm saying. I
CGI
think
an
they did.
entire
They did.
green person on
Yeah,
top
they
of just
did.
a person.
They did.
It
And
w
also the thing too is that like the Bruce Hulk that we got sort of in
Mhm.
like Infinity War and Endgame, right? The
Yeah,
Bruce Hulk, like the hybrid of them that we
yeah.
got, does have some issues with the skin, but I don't think they were nearly as bad as the She-Hulk one too. One and two, the other thing is that like she's supposed to be She-Hulk. She's a Hulk. Give her muscles. What the
Yeah,
fuck? Like,
yeah, she
not
she
hard.
just looks like a sort of tall woman. Like, she
Yeah,
was well, she would look like a sort of tall green woman if she looked like a human.
yeah,
But they were going for like with Professor Hulk. I think they did a really yeah. It doesn't look photorealistic. I mean, it looks awful in this trailer, by the way. It looks
mhm,
much worse than Endgame. I mean, it's a show versus a $300 million movie, so that's fine.
yeah,
But
no.
uh,
Also, have
it,
you
it
seen that? But have you seen as well? There was like, I think there was like a visual effects studio whistleblower about working on what it's like working on Marvel films.
yeah, he said it was
Well,
just
yeah, of
awful.
course, it's absolutely completely shitty. Um, yeah,
Well,
but
it's just a terrible idea for using the like. Clearly, the people going into it had no idea what they wanted it to look. Because you should have said, okay, if we want it to look like this, just paint the actress green.
yeah,
If you want her to look like a Hulk, then make her a Hulk. But they just CGI'd her green, and it looks unbearable. I mean, it
yeah,
looks
no, I bet the issue with the true Sonic, yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, the human legs. They were
Yeah.
literally just human legs with blue hair over them.
But
Yeah,
then the dialogue in the trailer is so bad. Like
yeah. Well, the thing
what saved
too is
Sonic
that
was that like they actually made like a pretty okay movie. Like
well, yeah,
if
no,
the
no, no.
movie
They ended up making a decent movie, but it's also worth noting that like trailers are all made before the movie is ever made now, and they have been for years.
yeah.
Especially for these big budget films. So like theoretically, they're gonna hear the feedback from the second trailer, and when they're actually making the movie, they'll do better theoretically, but we'll see.
If they as long as they rewrite all of the dialogue, Deadpool is in She-Hulk.
No,
He appears briefly in the second trailer, and the only way that this show could be saved is if he like somersaults in. The only way it could be saved is if like it pans up and he looks at She-Hulk and he says, "Man, you look awful."
yeah,
Who did your CGI? Like this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Get this out!
that would
And
be
then
incredible.
she's like, yeah. And then they both go to like Marvel Studios and like get your act together and get us some decent
Yeah,
CGI. I'm turning it off until then. They turn it off and
yeah,
she just becomes like a normal looking human.
yeah. No,
Like
that'd be
that's
pretty
the only
cool.
way that they
That'd
save
be
the
a pretty
show.
cool way to start it, actually, because I'm pretty sure the Sonic movie has a joke about the shitty Sonic as well. It does, right? Yeah, yeah. No. Well, also
Chip
as well,
and Dale
the thing
Rescue
about
Rangers does.
oh, interesting. Also that'd be the I was gonna say, and the thing too is that it's like with stuff like She-Hulk as well. There's the it's not a secret. Like Detective Pikachu exists, Sonic exists. Like the thing with Detective Pikachu is what the reason I picked Detective Pikachu, right, is that it's not just Pikachu, right? They have Pokemon with fur and Pokemon with all sorts of different skin types, right? Right?
Mhm.
There's Professor Hulk. Dude, like people know how to do this. So what happened? What happened? Come on now.
Like genuinely, I think it could have been saved if there was one joke that sounded like a joke in the trailer.
That's
Uh,
highly
uh,
unfortunate.
but like, yeah, but like, I mean, it actually does look. I've seen better looking Barbie movies. Like, it actually looks like something from the early 2000s, like a
That's
low budget
Yeah,
direct
no,
to
that is funny.
DVD
To be fair, the
film from the
Barbie
early
movies are
2000s.
still pretty iconic. I'm not gonna lie, but I
The
agree
Barbie
with you.
movies.
Huh? Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love
The
the
one with
Barbie movies.
Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. Yeah,
Some of the earliest full CGI films, and the early ones, you were getting Tim Curry in there. You were getting Martin Sheen to do voice acting. I mean, there was some amazing voice talent, some great songs. Love the Barbie movies. Nothing against the Barbie movies.
Yeah, no, no.
I don't think visually they hold up for the most part.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Uh,
not at all, not at all. No, no, I'm just making sure you're not slandering these movies
oh,
because they're fantastic. I love them
never.
so much. They're great, dude.
No,
Yeah,
I never slander a Barbie movie.
no.
I just
Honestly, like
but
even the new one, I'm sure is probably like pretty good. Because the thing that I don't
no.
think a lot of people, especially people on Twitter, seem to realize, the new Barbie movies, it's gonna be rated PG at most. It's for kids.
Is it really the
Yeah,
Margot Robbie one?
yeah. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Yeah, it's gonna be like literally at most it's gonna be PG. I highly doubt it will be, but
They have
it's
Margot
supposed to be
Robbie and
it's supposed
Emma
to be for kids.
Mackey.
So like, hmm? Yeah, no, for sure, it's pretty fun. Also, a lot of people I've seen a lot of people complaining about the Margot Robbie casting choice. I'm like, I don't. What, hello, what? She'll be fine. She knows
Why
how
would
to act, and it fits. Like I don't know what to tell you, man. You're just wrong.
Yeah, that feels like the perfect cast, to be
Yeah,
honest.
pretty
Like,
much, right? The bleached
uh,
hair Ryan Gosling as Ken is hilarious. Have you seen people referencing the live action Scooby Doo movies, saying saying that the Fred from those movies walked so Ryan Gosling as Ken could run, which is true,
that's
but that's
amazing.
beside the point.
Oh yeah, that's a great look. I mean, that's such a great look for Ryan Gosling,
It's
I think.
hilarious, comical. How could you?
Wait, seriously, like go and listen. Everyone watching, go and listen to the song Doggish Cat from Barbie Princess and the
Yes,
Pauper.
yes, that one is
Some
so
of the
good.
some of the best lyricism. Just let me recite.
Yeah,
I can see it when you're feeling low. You can't hide that from me. You're no status quo calico, so why keep trying to be? How, like, what? First of
ew,
all, you rhymed.
bars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolute bars. It's sung to a cat who barks like a dog to stop that cat from feeling bad
exa-
about themselves.
exactly.
Yeah, because you're more than that. You're a doggish cat. I wish you could see the UIC. That's clever and cute.
Yeah,
I say, if you bark, celebrate it. Make your mark, serenade it. Noah's Ark should have had a cat like you. I mean, fire,
dude.
right?
Yeah, no,
Like,
dude, they went so hard. The Princess and the Pauper one is actually wait. That's yeah, yeah, that's right, right?
yeah, that's Princess and the
Yeah, yeah, the
Pauper.
Princess and
Yeah,
Pauper is fit. That one is genuinely fantastic.
yeah.
Like that's like that that's got to be right up there in terms of like just animated movies that I've seen that I love that have nothing to do with the animation. You know,
Yeah, no,
pretty great.
it's not bad for the time, like the early
No, no, not at
2000s.
all.
It's not awful. It's not pushing any boundaries. The problem is that the Barbie movies have not the Barbie movies now look the same as they did back then, right? Like the
Yeah,
budgets have declined so precipitously in the
yeah,
meantime. Uh,
yeah. All
but
right, I am hungry and have things to do. This was a fun time, y'all. Who knows when I'm gonna do this again? Um, well, we'll probably get back to recording the podcast at some point. Yeah, we'll probably do that eventually, right? Yeah, we'll see. N-
now, man, we're
Yeah,
doing Barbie movie live streams from here on out. Nothing but.
I mean, not down, right? Jeez, that's great, man.
No, dude, we gotta play the yeah, we're playing like the soundtrack to Diamond Castle in the background, like as we go.
That's
Like
amazing.
that's
We could. Yeah. No, no, get out of here, man. No, we're just all playing it. We're all like streaming it, dude. It'll be amazing. Three streams in one with the stream. All right, that's fantastic. I don't need to come up with anything else. We killed it. Good trivia, y'all. Let's do it. Let's go. We're doing it.
I don't think Charity would want it.
No. Charity would Charity would reject our charity, understandably.
N-
Um, I gotta be honest, I don't have a good way to sign off, so I'm just gonna lip roll. All right, y'all. Happy Sunday. Good stuff. Take care.
See ya.